Here are my two boys. Well, happy Sunday once again. It's about 1 o'clock and it is August 13th. Just looked at the thermometer, about 77. Getting some sun right now, but there's also a lot of clouds. In fact, got some gray right up there. But let's take a look around, see what we have. So, this little box is still doing really good. A lot of Vinkavine, nasturtiums. We got some of the pansies still in here. This one, a little more flowers going on. Not sure if you hear that. The crows seem to be having a disagreement up in the driveway somewhere. But I wanted to look at these nasturtium here. Just focus on these guys a little bit. Look at the patterns. And then this one down here. I don't normally see that when I'm walking in because the leaf hides it. But I was standing out here waiting for Teddy earlier. So, as is the case here, we're already losing the stargazer lilies. Right, just last week, and we're down to 3 over here. There's really nothing left of the campanula. Stay down here, boys. But still a little bit on purple dragon, still. So this side is doing all right. Going this way, Teddy. Come on. One little flower looks like on the hosta here. But this hydrangea, not only all kinds of color. I'm going to see if I can zoom in just on the inside of that flower there. Right? You don't normally see that looking at these guys, but there's some little inner petal bits. But there is still new flowers up here. Starting. Come on, Teddy. Go around the yard this way. But these lilies are still going. Still new growth on over here. You can see. Trying to hold steady there. I have a horsefly trying to land on me. Yeah, they're complaining up there. And we have this one down here too with all the... Alright boys, come on. Come on, let's go look at the corn. Come on, down here, Teddy. Just give you an idea how dark. I did not check the radar before coming out. I mean, there's a small chance of some thunderstorms this afternoon. Teddy. Come on, puppy. So there's the corn. And we're going to see when this can be ready to pick. I think it's been a while since we grew corn. But I think the top starts to open a little bit more. But the silk has definitely turned color. So we'll have to look. But we're getting a lot of flowers now, finally. Male flowers. This part too. Well, there's actually the 2. So this one here. Hi, Sebastian. Is not only spreading all through here, but also climbing up. It sent its feelers back, but it's also poking through the fence over here. And this one here is now, right, so last week it was just reaching up to the shed, and now it's beyond and poking through over here. And that's a female flower with butternut behind it. So that was wide open this morning, and with all the male flowers around, I'm pretty sure with all our bees and stuff and pollinators that hopefully we'll get a good butternut squash out of that. Okay, so over here we can do an update on this hydrangea. That's the new bee box, by the way. So that's the second one now that we have in the yard. Just put that up last week or so. Alright, this one is... Oh, it moved back over. It's covering where I think where I had my line, but that's alright. It's well established, and that's the important thing. It looks like we have a second one crawling over here. And Right, so you've seen the difference. So that's getting settled, I guess. So this sunflower, right, looks like it's done, but it still has a couple more flowers in the back here to open. Where's Teddy? Oh, wow, I didn't even notice. I had to look back on it to see. So I didn't even realize that this butternut squash is actually over on this part here. But if you look, you see there's another fruiting body down there waiting for the flower to open, which hopefully that leaf won't stop it. And it looks like some more there, more flowers down there. So wow, this is really, really strong. Another female flower already over here. So yeah, so speaking of sunflowers, back over here, nice and tall. These are just above my belly and almost up to my chest. And they're all getting ready. Now they reach their height. So you can see that the little flower area inside. And I don't know if it's the shade from the sunflowers that's being provided, but there's actually still some Sweet William in there. And I think over here, yeah, a little pink one as well. One last flower left. But whoop, just heard some thunder. So I'm going to stay back at first. I'm just going to zoom in slowly because you can see that there's actually 4 of those, I think they're fritillary butterflies on there. And you see the bees as well. And actually, once again, I got some really good footage yesterday, but right there, there's the clear-winged hummingbird moth. Very busy. And we've didn't realize until it flowered, couldn't see it, but a little sunflower, and it's gonna have multiple flowers and shoots on it. So that was a nice surprise. I'd say our Laetris is in full bloom now. And we still have some of the red bee balm over there as well. Oh, there's a hummingbird too, hovering. I think the hummingbirds have fletched now because we've noticed a lot more activity at the feeders again, and it's really hard to keep the feeders full. So we think that they kicked the young hummingbirds out. Which reminds me, I have to fill those back up. Oh, I did not. I kind of went right by, but let me get back in here quick. Teddy, you over by the door, buddy? Come on. And where'd your brother go? I kept moving on so quick, but I wanted to catch that lily, and we still have that stargazer lily as well. So figured I'd treat you to that, seeing as it won't be there next week. Come on, Teddy. Come on through, baby. As for the bigger lilies, they're still around too, right? These banana lilies still going. There still has some of the classic orange over there, but I don't think any of the red ones are left. Oh, I'm hearing tapping. We're actually starting to get a little bit of rain. Haven't really looked in here that much, but if you look down through all the grass and stuff, there's still some of those poppies going. These sunflowers here. See, here's another one of those wide leaf ones like we have up in the garden. Tap, tap. Yeah, it's probably not going to be too much heavy rain anyway. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, we can check out this thistle. So getting a little more on there. Oh, rain's picking up. Teddy's not going to be happy with me. And this hydrangea. See the rain hitting it. But the meadow sweet still has lots of flowers on it. Lots of beetles. Alright, just in case this turns into a full downpour, let me move it up, step it up. So I just saw this morning our large hydrangea here. Some of the petals are opening. That one down over here a little bit. So it won't be long now. Probably by next week. You'll get quite the treat in the show here. Okay. This red bee balm is still hanging in there. One thing I did notice this year, we didn't have as many of the doubles. I remember in years past we would have them stacked more, and I think there was one or two out in the front, but not that many this year. Still got a little Sweet William hanging on. Still waiting for the other of these black-eyed Susans to open over there. Oh, and we still have some Campanula back there. Another late bloomer. Oh, a little bit of Liatris here. Getting started. Just a little moss garden. Give it for the fairies to hang out in the summer. Did we miss out, or is that, no, I think that's from one of the earlier blossoms, so that's a rose hip in there. Just trying to pry a mosquito off of me. Yeah, I don't think I haven't noticed that my buddy isn't around. Quite sure how far he went. There's been a yearling deer hanging around up by my plow truck, and he was sniffing in the woods over that way this morning when I was walking around with him. So I hope he didn't get too far on the trail. Sebastian, you want to go in the garden? He usually hears that. Yeah, pretty much the rain stopped. So the little orphan beans over here, these are the purple flower variety that just started flowering. Probably going to get little beans over there, because the purple flower ones are the only ones that have produced beans. Dill's looking good. Dee managed to do a 2-quart jars of pickles yesterday, and she used dill fresh from the garden. So there's that sweet potato. It's really filling in nicely. And these are Misha's box potatoes there. So we decided we'll put them in the dirt, give them a better chance. Alright, so here's the rock I'm using as a guide. So I'm going to stand back here and take the picture, compare that to last week. So the pumpkin is moving now back up toward the potatoes, and right under that flower there's a new pumpkin started. It's still at that early age. We'll see if that takes or not. So where were we? Just checking along here. There's a couple of new ones. But before we get there, I'll show you that big monster there. So that's that first one. And where did I see it? Am I seeing it from back here? No, I think the other ones that I discovered, I think that was around back. But the second one, look at how big that one is. So again, these are sugar pumpkins. These aren't meant to get to be jack-o'-lantern size, but that one was nowhere near that big last week. So it's already heading downhill. Yeah. So there are two more candidates. I'm pretty sure I saw one looking up through here. It was too early to tell. And it hasn't really put any weight on because it's kind of sitting upright a little bit. Still off the ground. But we'll wrap around after the potatoes. Which, by the way, there's the pumpkin now going up. Oh, there's this one in here. I'm pretty sure that's going to be, where are you? So you see it right there. And that one is a little bit more elongated right now, but it's bigger than a baseball. It's a nice dark green color, so I think that one's going to make it. Potatoes slowly dying off, the plants laying down, so those are going to be more, those are going to be ready to pick. I'm not sure, but I think these two are fireflies on this leaf here, this eggplant. Dragonflies. Yeah, eggplant. So look at how big that eggplant is getting. Right. And hanging down under the leaf, we got another one over here. This one, we have one. Kind of stuck it back there. There's two. And then this is a third one right here, just starting. That's 5 eggplants, still lots of cucumbers. All along the trellis there. See them all hanging? But we used up all our pickling supplies and everything just doing those jars. And we've been eating them for breakfast. Dee's taking them for lunch to work. We are inundated. Banana peppers, we were giving some of those away. And I think Dee pickled some of those as well. Hey, Sebastian, I'm in the garden, buddy. Yeah, let me swing around quick over here. All the way down here. Yeah. Well, I don't see it. I don't remember which side, but it's about the size of a golf ball, but the color was kind of in between. It wasn't as dark as I'd like to see it. So I can tell, because I look every day, I can see a little bit of change in the cabbage, but I think it's just getting too late in the season. This broccoli here, I think we're going to have to pick. Starting to get some lighter color in there. But I think that one, that's a lot tighter and darker. And that one may be in between. So we're really not going to get much bigger as far as the size of the head. But Dee doesn't remember what kind this is, but she doesn't think that it's the Mexican sunflowers. But we'll see. I do remember when we had those out in the doggeria that the leaves had a very velvety texture to them. Wow, this lettuce really rebounded. And these do not have a velvety texture at all. And here's some more here, right? So it could just be a variety that we've never grown before. Yeah, there's that. Let me see if there's any color popping out, but I gotta go all the way back here, get on a rock, try to get the camera up, zoom in. I'm not seeing any color. I may in editing if something started, and that one there too, that one's pointing almost directly up. This little shorter sunflower here, it's oh, that's actually that's actually cucumber. I thought it was going to be flowers opening up, but the cucumber is actually grabbing onto it. So you can see that one Swiss chard there on the left is really growing quick. We picked 2 of the tomatoes, and there's so many leaves here to get, but you can see that that one there is starting to get a little color. Didn't eat them yet, but first one's already fully ripened on the counter, and the second I just brought in there this morning. Hey, little froggy. Hi. Look at how tiny that guy is. That's the second tiny frog that I've seen this week. There's one out in the drive. I mean, if it wasn't for the motion, I wouldn't have seen them, but they're coming from somewhere. Yes. Hope you're not under my foot, buddy. So the beans under there, you can probably see them now without me having to point them out. There's one there. There's one in the back to the left. There's one right there under the nasturtium. And those are all from the purple. And speaking of the nasturtium, look at that color. And now some of the yellow. By the way, the yellow, it is just a different plant. So those seeds were probably just a little slower to germinate. I think last week the beans were probably just hitting this bend here, so that's almost another 6-7 inches higher. And I was trying to look, I was trying to get down there. I'm still not seeing any. Well, that is the red side, right? Or is that one of the, so that there are beans here, but they look like the others. And the purple beans were behind that. Yeah, it looks like those are all the lower plants. So with these red runners climbing, I'm not sure if they're going to do like you see here. It's going to climb and it's going to put off new in the direction, except they're not throwing out beans behind the flowers. So it may do like a second arm on there that will then have the beans. And maybe because they're spending so much time right now growing that they're not producing beans, whereas the other ones were kind of happy with their height. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that we've had lots of beans on the red runners in the past. So, if you could just make it to the sun, because this one actually wants to start flowering, right? So that the plant's in the ground over here, and it's, you know, sending roots along, and that one's joining it. And they all are actually, right? They're getting ready. So they're moving. They're just really not thriving like back there. Really sorry Sebastian didn't want to show up in the video this week. I'm hoping he's not too far up on the neighbor's yard or anything. Well, oh, look who it is. You missed the garden. Where were you? Let me guess, you went running, and then you got super thirsty? Did you get super thirsty? Yeah. These nasturtiums are looking a little happier finally. Oh, I'm going to zoom still, sorry. Oh yeah, somebody is super thirsty. Okay. You were running quite a bit, weren't you? Overall, it's a pretty good weather week. We've had a couple of perfect days where it wasn't too humid. It is very humid today, though. But it didn't rain as much as they were saying it was going to rain yesterday. Also, I did start firewood for the year, so I'm going to start it that far back. I'm going to just leave some room in the back because as the rain and melting snow drips off the back, it really was splashing up. So any of the wood that was where the garbage can is now would just be soaked for pretty much all winter. Because just enough sun hits the back of that to melt the edge. So that's always dripping all winter long. And I could have gone one row further up, but I figured just to play it safe. And I think we're getting just 4 cords. You were running quite a bit, weren't you? Quite a bit. You were running. Yes. And there's Teddy. He was waiting for you all this time. And waiting for me. You'll get a treat, Teddy. All right, it's starting to run over, but yeah, so the firewood has started. I got almost 1 full row, and that was what I'm doing is I'm moving it down from the pile up there with the mini truck. So just as I'm noticing the spring starting to get flat, which is about just to the edge, a little over the top of the side there, that was 3 mini truckloads to get that. So figure with it being 2 cords, and I have easily another 3. I'm not sure if I have another 6 or if it's going to be 5 out of that pile. So I'll get a second row, and you know, at least half of a 3rd row started with those 2 cords, and then I just need to get the second dump trailer. Well, that's it. Halfway through August, just about. You know, tired doggies. Okay, Teddy. Oh, somebody's grumpy poodle. Well, that'll do it. I do have that footage at the end of the video with the clearwing hummingbird moth, so be sure to watch that. And Teddy, you see everybody next week? You gonna be next week's video? Yes? Okay. You got your word on it. Thanks for watching.